Fox Business Network decided to cover the phrase "Okay, Boomer," hence this graphic over my shoulder, and it went exactly as you'd expect.
Wars.
Yes.
Should we say goodbye to any hope that the generations in this country are going to get along? It looks like things have gotten a little testy.
Right. So it originally started as an internet meme, and now it's generational warfare because the phrase "Okay, Boomer" is getting a lot of fights and controversy online. Now, "Okay, Boomer," it's what my fellow millennials and Gen Zers are saying to baby boomers, saying that, kind of in a sarcastic or snarky manner, like, you don't get us. You guys are old-fashioned. You guys don't get us. Now, there's tons of merchandise out there right now, and it's kind of almost like a demeaning term to older people. But the boomers aren't happy about it. Whoopi Goldberg went off on it on The View yesterday. William Shatner got into a whole Twitter argument, and essentially baby boomers are saying, millennials, you guys are clueless. You wouldn't be able to handle yourselves without us. But on the flip side, it's actually taken more of a serious tone from millennials because they're saying, listen, we have a ton of debt right now. College is a mess. Health insurance, like, you left us with nothing. You guys don't get us. Climate change. It's a pretty big argument going on right now.
A former executive at AARP said, okay, millennials, we actually have the money.
Right, yeah.
So kind of like, just know where you're at.
Well, some of the criticism has been fair, though, against the millennial generation for, frankly, the whining.
Right.
I need my safe space at work. What safe space? I mean, life is tough, kids.
Yeah,
Wake up.
The millennials are the entitled generation. We feel that we should be handed everything. But, okay, Boomer.
Entitled to the generation under them is just more mindful in general. Anyway, I think it's getting better is what I'm saying. Mike Gunzelman, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my God. Where do I begin with this one? Okay, ironically, as they're on Fox News, the Whiner Network, they whine on behalf of billionaires, the least oppressed people in the country. They pretend like they're the most oppressed people in the country. As they're on the Whiner Network, they're like, these millennials and the Gen Zers, the Zoomers, and they're whining. They're whining. They're what do you need? A safe space? You need a safe space? Again, here we go. Here we go with this. It's so tired and it's so played out. Let me ask you a question. What percentage of millennials and Generation Z, what percentage have ever said or used a safe space? Have ever said they needed one or used one? I'll wait. I'm going to guess that number is infinitesimally tiny. I'm going to guess it's less than 1%. Seriously, because it's all that stuff is overhyped. You have like this right-wing outrage network that takes fringe examples of that stuff, like the whole safe space and college campus free speech suppression and stuff. They take fringe examples, stuff that almost never happens, and then they act like it's happening everywhere in the country and it's so bad, and all they want is safe spaces, and they're so triggered, and they hate the microaggressions. It's not as common as you're making it out to be. It's not as common. And again, the irony is they're on like the Whiner Network because all they do is whine, oh my God, we're so outraged, we're so offended. That's Fox News 24/7, but they're offended about the things that they think it's okay to be offended about those things in right-wing circles. So to them, it doesn't count as us being offended or us being triggered. So it's just, you guys are so entitled. The idea that millennials are entitled. No, the reason why so many millennials were, living with their parents longer than perhaps they should have been is because the economy is broken and you broke it. I'm sorry, what do you want me to do? You want to try to find a way to appease you on this and coddle your feelings even though you guys did it? I mean, now, again, not all boomers, not all of the older generation, but yes, there were 2 wars you put on the frickin' credit card, the national credit card. There was a subprime mortgage crisis and a Great Recession. The wages have been stagnant since the 1980s. We have automation happening in front of our nose, outsourcing happening in front of our nose. All these problems, people are just trying to find a way to get by and fit in this terrible system. And then when they voice, disagreement with it or they're upset about it, you're like, entitled. It's not entitled to say, hey, the system screwed up and you guys shouldn't have done X, Y, and Z, and here's how we fix it. That's not entitled. That's intelligent. God damn it, man. The thing that's so frustrating is like they're sitting in their comfy studio, all made up. Let's have a conversation about how terrible younger generations are. God damn it. And I also laughed when he said Whoopi Goldberg went after the younger generation on The View and said, you're clueless. You can't live without us. That's adorable. And the best part was when they said, an AARP executive, because who's more in touch than an AARP executive, came out and said, hey, millennials, you might want to calm down because we have all the money. That's kind of our point. That's kind of what we've been saying. Like, oh, you guys destroyed the economy. You guys sent us off to wars unnecessarily. And then you rigged the economy in your favor and against us. And that's kind of our point. Our point is, wow, you guys have all the money. Back when they went to college, when the older generation went to college, it cost 14 cents and a Pop-Tart. Now it's like we have $1.2 trillion in student loan debt, and they yell at us because we don't like that. Like, what? We have all the money. Yeah, it's kind of the problem. That's kind of part of the problem there now, isn't it? I love how they think that's an argument on their side. Again, this is that older mindset. The older mindset is, oh no, we already live in a meritocracy. It already is the harder you work, the further you go. So they think they earn this position. That's what it is. They think, oh, we have all the money because it's as simple as we earned it. We worked hard. You're lazy. End of the conversation. To them, that's what it is. Insufferable and unbearable. Stop doing the wars. Stop rigging the economy. And create a system that's not incredibly stupid. Stop destroying the environment. And then maybe, the younger generations will lay off you a little bit. And it does say quite a bit, doesn't it? That all it took was a little phrase. Little catchy phrase, okay, boomer. That's all it took, and they flipped out. Because they're the ones who go, look at younger generation, snowflake, little snowflake, does everything hurt your feelings? Does everything hurt your feelings? And you respond, okay, boomer. Like, oh, this is discrimination. Oh, it's discrimination against the older generations. How could you do this? Let's talk about it nonstop and do segments on it on our shitty TV networks. I don't want to have a generational battle. We have enough troubles as is. But there is a very distinct generational divide, by the way. When you look at the older generation, who are their favorite candidates in this Democratic primary, I'm not kidding about this, Pete Buttigieg and Joe Biden. That's who the older generation likes. So in other words, the charlatan con men frauds are the ones who they're like, yeah, that's the way to go. People who will change absolutely nothing as they pretend like they're changing stuff. That's the way to go. And of course, the younger generation is totally behind Bernie Sanders. It's not even close. Sprinkle in a little bit of Warren and Yang a little bit as well, maybe a little bit of Tulsi. But younger generation, overwhelmingly Bernie. So it's like we want actual change. They want to pretend like they're woke and for change. Mayor Pete is gay. The first gay president? You want the first gay president? You want the first gay president? He's not going to change anything. He's not going to change anything. So no, we want actual change. So, but that's the self-importance is the thing that frustrates me about many in the older generation. This smug sense of how virtuous they are, but you're not, and you kind of screwed everything up. I mean, look at climate change. How you destroyed the environment and you act like, you're so holier than thou. How about you guys find your own safe space from when a couple people who are younger say, okay, boomer to you, because it's really not that serious.